What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into the live stream of Friday Night Smackdown, the final stop before Clash at the Castle. This is going to be a big episode, but I'm a little bit preoccupied and distracted. Game 4 of the Celtics and Mavs is going to start about a quarter of the way through SmackDown, so I am eagerly awaiting Game 4. Hopefully Boston can get that win tonight. So I'm looking forward to SmackDown. Be glad when it's over so I can watch the game. In the comments below, guys, let us know. Do you think Boston wins tonight, or it is possible, not likely, but it is possible. Do the Dallas Mavericks do the impossible, come back from down 3-0? I hope they don't, because I don't want to be the fan of that team and having that happen. That would be terrible. But looking forward to SmackDown. For some reason, I thought it happened much earlier today with them being in Scotland. I was a little concerned I might have already missed it. But enjoy for the next 2 hours, because we're covering SmackDown live right here, live streaming. Once I can get StreamYard to cooperate, we're going to move everything back over to StreamYard. But in the meantime, we're just going to be live streaming off of YouTube. And again, guys, if you are brand new watching this, please do us a favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment. We love all of that here. Trying to grow, trying to hit 2,000 subs. We are getting there. We're getting close. Still got a ways to go. But also, it is Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day out there to all the dads watching and joining us. Any of the moms out there doing double duty, happy Father's Day to you too. But here we go with the intro. Big fan of this intro. Like, the more I see it, like the more like I love it. I do. Together. Scottish Tiger, how's it going, sir? I bet you are super excited for tomorrow. You get a PLE right in your backyard. What time is it for you right now, sir? What time you got? And another question for you, Scottish Tiger: Does Drew win the championship tomorrow in his homeland? Does he make all of the fellow Scotsmen proud? Also, a couple interesting notes on this I Quit match that I was reading up earlier. One, AJ Styles is undefeated in I Quit matches. And two, apparently it's being reported that Cody Rhodes' mother has been flown in for Clash at the Castle. Could that play a role in the outcome of the I Quit match? It might. I don't know. I'm personally hoping AJ wins and then immediately defects to TNA with the belt. Highly unlikely, not happening, but I can hope. 3.5 hours to Glasgow. That's a big backyard. 1 a.m. for me, man. 1 a.m. Well, we appreciate you being here with us at 1 a.m. in the morning, watching. Greatly appreciate the support as always. And just again, a reminder, guys, if you are new, make sure to hit that like button. Sharing is caring. Let's get some good conversation going here in the chat as Bailey and Naomi make their entrance to the ring. I'd love Drew to win, but WWE screws local talent. Well, hey, maybe that was the old regime. Maybe that was gone by the wayside when Vinnie Mac gets out of there. I think out of the title matches, I think Drew stands the best chance to win. Again, if there's a lot of little things going into Cody versus AJ. Again, the big one being AJ has never lost an I Quit match yet. But I do think that there's a good chance that Drew could get the championship. He got a better shot than AJ. I saw this SmackDown show live 6 hours ago. Well, please no spoilers then for those of us who have not. Only thing, just how good was it from 1 to 10? Well, how good would you rate it, 1 to 10? Piper, another hometown. It was fun. 6 out of 10. Okay, that's fair. 6 out of 10. I guess it makes sense with them being over in Glasgow that this would have been recorded much earlier. I have not looked up any spoilers, so everything that I am watching, I'm presuming the majority of people watching as well are seeing this for the first time. For some reason, like if Tiffany is unable to enter and win the women's Money in the Bank, Chelsea would be a damn fine backup plan. Piper and Drew are both from, I am not even going to attempt to pronounce that. I do not want to butcher it, which is 90 minutes from Glasgow. Fair enough, fair enough. I'm honestly, with this happening earlier, I'm honestly surprised that I was able to dodge spoilers for this. It's pronounced air. Okay. Well, see, you learned something new watching this podcast. We learned pronunciation of words. We got a couple of good episodes coming up this weekend. Colin and I are going to sit down, and we do enjoy comparing things against one another. The topic is going to be which faction was overall better in professional wrestling history, the NWO or D-Generation X. And I will be going with the NWO. Colin will be taking DX. And I think both of us have some compelling points that we're going to bring to the table. Ultimately, I think I'm going to bury Colin under the ground with this, but it'll be fun. Glasgow. I'm very happy to have you in the chat to help pronounce these words for me. I do miss the ability to throw up graphics about stuff we're going to talk about throughout the episode. Again, once we get StreamYard cooperating once again, we'll be back to that. We'll be able to do that on this platform. And at some point, my cat will surely jump up here. He is currently chasing his food around. Team Ringmasters, what's going on, guys? Thanks for being in the chat. Will we see the Unholy Union winning the women's tag team since the happening of Alba Fire Mother passing away? I think Bianca and Jade have had a good run with the tag team championships. Ultimately, we know at WrestleMania that's the match that they're really wanting is Bianca versus Jade. So it would not bother me in the slightest if those two lost the titles, because I think it would be a really good launching point to get into that WWE dream match of Bianca versus Jade. James Altrez in the chat. What's going on, brother? Unholy Union will be the only hometown victory. I'm still crossing fingers for Drew. I guess, okay. So the one thing I'm super excited about and hopeful for, look, I know we've been getting TNA crossover on NXT. Please, Joe Hendry. I've said his name. He's got to show up now. His name has been put out there in the universe to show up at Clash at the Castle. Depending on, I got to look and see what time it starts tomorrow. Possibly we stream that tomorrow. I just need to see as far as timing of things. Bisexual Undertaker is going to smoke Drew. I hope not. I don't want that. Bayley isn't dropping the title until SummerSlam to Nia. Clash needs another Scott. I see what you did there, sir. But yeah, again, guys, if you're watching this, please hit that like button. That is super helpful. Help get us out there. Share the stream with your friends, your family. Tell somebody about the podcast. And again, comment. We love the interaction. Hendry is working the TNA pay-per-view tonight. Rough sell to get them over for tomorrow. They've got the money. They've got the money. As soon as he does the match, on the jet. I will be so happy. Like, look, the card for tomorrow, Clash at the Castle, is just stacked from top to bottom. It looks phenomenal. But it needs a little Joe Hendry. I think that would take it from an A to an A+, in my humble opinion. That's all I'm wanting. I just want Joe Hendry. Also, keep in mind, main roster NXT. I don't understand. Like, this whole crossover thing has been strictly through NXT, but Pat McAfee did make mention of, or alluding to the fact of Joe Hendry on Raw this past Monday, which coming up this Monday should be the debut of the Wyatt Six. I'm wondering if we get 2 more QR codes. Do we get a QR code tonight? Do we get one at Clash at the Castle? Or are they going to really play it up and we get like another one maybe to start Raw, first segment of Raw, and then they show up later in the night? I'm interested to see what transpires with that. But I am super excited for this weekend. A lot of great professional wrestling going on. Again, Father's Day. Again, huge shout out. Happy Father's Day to all of the dads in the chat, all the dads out there watching. And again, to the moms that might be pulling double duty, happy Father's Day to you as well from all of us here at Heated Shenanigans Podcast. Good evening. Did not know you went live tonight. Yeah, I did not get a chance to get it out on social media. There has been a lot going on. We are really going to be taking things up a notch here at Heated Shenanigans Podcast. Earlier in the week, and by earlier I mean yesterday, we announced the launch of Hat Trick Shenanigans Entertainment, which is our professional wrestling booking company now. We are going to be booking talent for conventions, sign-in appearances, in-store signings, really public speaking events. We have a lot of stuff we're working through in terms of shaping our clientele roster, getting out availabilities, getting all the behind-the-scenes stuff ready. We do have a Facebook page. We do have an Instagram page, which I just got up shortly before the start of this stream. Make sure to go over there, give us a follow, give us a like. It again is Hat Trick Shenanigans Entertainment. We're going to have links to those in the description of videos going forward, but we're still in the infancy stages of getting everything set up. I can reveal a couple of talent that we are going to be booking or made available to you to book for conventions, sign-in appearances, independent wrestling shows. Kelly is working with us on bookings, as is Victoria. We have a couple more that we're in the works, but just share a couple. Victoria, Kelly, both friends of the podcast, both women that we have worked with before. We will have them available to book for future events for promoters out there or convention owners, whichever. Super excited to be doing this with Dan and Joe, both phenomenal people. But we got some other big announcements coming up, and I do mean big. It's just time. Only so many hours in a day. But we got Naomi going off here. I do like that they are putting Chelsea in high-profile matches. Naomi's a good opponent. She's a good hand in the ring. I do wonder how long before Naomi gets more involved in the title picture. She is probably on SmackDown. She's probably the number one babyface that is not a champion on SmackDown, in my opinion. Velvet Voice is is available for bookings. Yeah, you can book James on Cameo for about $5. For $5, he'll do just about anything. But again, as it was made aware earlier, this SmackDown is pre-recorded, so please, no spoilers in the chat. Just kind of be respectful of everybody else that has not seen this for the first time, which I believe is most of us. I don't think majority of the people in the chat have had the opportunity to look up any spoilers for SmackDown. Look, a little confusion in that spot there. Oh, here comes the cat. Now, Piper and Bayley, that would be a match I'd like to see. That would be good. That's the match I want to see. Oh, bridge. Naomi gets it. Yeah, the one thing I will say though about Chelsea that is, even in defeat, like she still always remains credible. Like she always comes out still with good heat, and it doesn't really diminish her taking losses. Which that's big. That's something you want to have in a wrestler, because it's not always about the wins and losses. Was this the segment they had Cal Hero in? I think so. Oh, there he is. There's Cal Hero. Baron Corbin. WWE's Post Malone. Ooh, Celtics get underway in about 13 minutes. I really hope, as we get closer to Survivor Series, WWE does pull the trigger on a more involvement between TNA and NXT. Because I really think a Survivor Series match between WWE and TNA would be cool. I would like that a lot better than just regurgitating brand supremacy that matters only once a year. It'd be something fresh. Also, TV does not do how tall and broad Nick Aldis really is in real life. That dude is built like a tank. Fun story. The first Squirt Circle Expo that I ever did, I was working with SoCal Val, and Victoria was at the table as well. And Mickey James came down with Nick Aldis, and Nick just in person, like that dude is just broad, tall, like he's got like the perennial look of a professional wrestler. I get the other interesting note for the pay-per-view PLE tomorrow. Have they announced what the actual main event is? Like, is it the I Quit match with Cody and AJ, or is it Drew versus Damian Priest? Like, which is the actual main event? Because I feel for sure it should be Drew and Priest. Like, that crowd is going to be really into that match. Okay, so for those watching, if you're getting the Papa John's commercial, that cheeseburger pizza, do not get it. That is horrible. I can't even put into words how disgusting that particular pizza is. I had sushi earlier today, so no after WWE program Papa John's order. Yep, and here comes the cat. Come here, buddy. You want to say hi to everybody, Bob? You're late. Normally you're up here about a half hour ago. Oh, here he comes back. Trying to get him to lay down is very difficult, especially being that he's a cat and he just does what he wants. Don't you? Well, guys, in the comments, let us know, what are your predictions for the PLE tomorrow? Who's winning what match? And why? I gotta remember and look what the card is for the PLE tomorrow. I haven't really had a chance to keep up with what's going on with the full lineup for the PLE. I just realized like they opened up SmackDown with an actual match. Normally, I'm used to them doing a some type of a promo to kick everything off. So that was kind of refreshing. If they are to lose tomorrow, I don't really know what direction they go with. Do they go with Jade gets pinned just because she's the rookie, she's inexperienced, or is there like miscommunication and Jade and Bianca just lose because they don't coexist at the right time? I have a very hard time, like, if when they drop the belts, Bianca's not taking the pin. I don't see, unless Jade were to attack her during the match, I do not see Super Bianca taking a pin. But it's been a good launch for Jade. She's had a pretty good launch so far into WWE in the main roster. Oh, and there's the QR code. It did say the reckoning is coming. Also, with all the QR codes, I stopping and thinking, if we go back and look at all the segments in which a QR code popped up, like during a match, will that have any impact or indication on who the Wyatt Six plans to target first? I personally still stand by, and I could be wrong, that Jey Uso is going to be the first one up, the first rivalry for the Wyatt Six. But also, since I'm live streaming this on YouTube, if anybody could decode or find out on social media what the latest QR code they just shown revealed, and drop it in the chat, that'd be very much appreciated. I can't say it enough. I love how those belts look. They kind of, I would say it's probably my second favorite design for the WWE Tag Team titles. I was a big fan of those, the way the tag belts looked in the during the Attitude Era. It was just a gorgeous design. As the cat jumps down. Pretty good ovation for DIY. Chairs never last on a set like that. Great shot of those titles, though. Those titles look so good. Lawler's going to be such a big star when they finally split this up. I honestly think like this could be a really good second chance for Austin Theory as well. It was a dangerous looking pile driver. It was AI. Putting over the crowd. And the crowd wants to fight. Main event. Main event. Ah. What's going on, Chase? Just watching the promo here between DIY and A-Town Down Under. Oh, dude, Austin Theory doesn't talk. Probably the biggest knock on Theory is his inability to talk. Good callback, though, to DIY and Austin Theory. That Austin Theory face turn is going to be big. It's well because in Evolve he cut amazing promos. Yeah, they kind of neutered that when he got to WWE. Oh, Jesus. God, what a super kick. Now, Theory hasn't really had a chance to shine on the mic. I mean, I think one of the last like in-depth promos he had was with Cena. I wonder how much longer before we get another addition to the bloodline. Because Jacob has signed to WWE. Solo using the spear. I do like the Latino Heat t-shirt Kevin Steen's rocking. It's probably the most wrestling they put in the first half of a SmackDown in some time. What's the haps, dude? Welcome. Hulk Hogan's thermos. I love the name. I love it. Well, I mean, so far on SmackDown, we have had Naomi beat Chelsea Green. We had that promo segment exchange between they're doing an ECW A&E. There will be a segue to this. Man, I'm looking forward to that as the cat pops up here again. So real quick, I want to make sure we also plug, again, we don't have the graphics because we're not doing this on StreamYard as we normally would, but on Saturday, June 29th in Lafayette, Indiana, Heated Shenanigans Podcast is going to be hosting Every Child Wins, our charity show for the Muscular Dystrophy Association and Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. And we have appearances with ECW legends, the Sandman, Queen of Extreme Francine, Shane Douglas, Bill Alfonso, as well as rap performances by my boy Mike Bradley, Marty Mugger Street Band, Purdue West Coast Swing, and 6 of the biggest matches that you are going to find anywhere from any company ever in Lafayette, Indiana, all coming to you live Saturday, June 29th, Lafayette, Indiana. VIP doors open at 4 p.m. General admission opens at 5. Show starts at 6. Check out our Facebook page for Every Child Wins, the event page, to get ticket information on how to obtain tickets to this can't miss event. And now that I'm completely out of breath, Mike, what's going on, brother? Good to have you in the chat. I'll tell you what killed WCW, dude. It was the lack of the Hulkster in the main event. Yeah, I think Hulk could have had like maybe five or six more. I do want to, once they're done pumping out episodes, I do want to review the What Killed WCW series. I already have some thoughts on it. Earlier today, I watched the second episode. Did you hear about Hogan's beer he's launching? No, I saw something on social media like Hogan's going to run for president or some shit. Yeah. I saw the president thing, but I didn't hear about the beer. Bret Hart makes the series. So it feels like in every segment Nash is in, he's so happy about the money, doesn't care what happened. Bret, bitter like at everything. Like the man, primarily Goldberg. I don't know. Maybe it'd be a good episode to break down Bret and Goldberg's beef and should they finally let it go. There's not been a lot of input from Vince Russo yet. I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic when they get to that part of the series. Like I said, episode 2 was really centered around Goldberg. I think it's Bret the only one holding on to the beef. Yeah, 100%. It's to the point like they won't do signings at the same time. Like you either have to have Bret, you have to have Goldberg. They won't do it at the same building. It's been over 20 years. Yeah. And the thing is, like, Goldberg has apologized. He wasn't ever gleeful that he ended Bret's career. Like, he was very remorseful that it happened, but fuck Bret. Holding on to that. Bret's just mad I wouldn't do the job for him, brother. But my legs don't bend for no shooter, dude. Oh, God. This might be my favorite person in the chat. Hulk Hogan's thermos. I will say that the documentary is proving one thing very, very important. Damn, that's a second QR code. Yeah, again, as soon as anybody can get the two, now we have 2 QR codes, get them broken down and put them in the chat. definitely want to hear about it. But on the WCW, the growing trend seems to be a lot of egos, bad decision making, politics, and lack of stars that were actually made for the future of WCW. As Piper Niven just squashed Naomi against the wall. See, just like that. Chelsea took the loss earlier. She's got some heat back. Though I'm not sure how many episodes are going to make of this What Killed WCW. I thought I read somewhere it was like 6 or 8, somewhere in there. If anybody has the exact number, do feel free to share that in the comments. I'll be honest, between the two, I would not have guessed Ricochet would be gone and Apollo Crews would still be here. Craig, one of the QR codes is the countdown clock for Monday debut of Wyatt 6. Mike, I don't know, man. I feel like Brett has a valid reason for hating WCW. They ruined the end of his career. Yeah, I mean, it's very apparent. Eric Bischoff did not have a clue, respectfully. And again, I like Eric. Eric's been on this podcast. I don't think Eric knew really what to do with Bret Hart, like long term. In the latest episode, he mentioned he really needed him for Thunder to launch Thunder, and the issues already surrounding Thunder. It seemed to be a doom show from the get go. But no, Bret never really had a farewell match. He had that beatdown of Vince at WrestleMania, and that was kind of like the highlight. But given what happened in Montreal, I feel like that would be the perfect way to ride off into the sunset. I don't think there really would have been anything else for Bret to do from a retirement standpoint. Because there's a lot of good matches he could have had in WCW that we never got the opportunity to see. Chase, Scott, is there anything fun in Lafayette, Indiana? Say June 29th. That is an excellent question. Promoted a little bit earlier, but I will run it again here because we still have another hour and 17 minutes to fill. And that is Saturday, June 29th, Lafayette, Indiana. Heated Shenanigans Podcast proudly presents Every Child Wins, happening at the Tippecanoe County Fairgrounds in Lafayette, Indiana, headlined by the Four Pillars of Extreme, the Sandman, Shane Douglas, the Queen of Extreme Francine, and the one true manager of champions, Bill Alfonso, in addition to 6 of the biggest matches ever booked in the city of Lafayette, Indiana's history. Ticket information for that is available on our Facebook page, Heated Shenanigans Podcast, or our event page for Every Child Wins. Definitely check that out for all your ticket information. Hulk Hogan's thermos. I hope he is in this chat the rest of the night. I'll tell you, I would have loved to work with a Wyatt 6, dude. Me and Horace could have had some great matches with them. Hulk, Horace, and the Nasty Boys would have given Wyatt 6 a run for their money. I don't know, man. I want the Wyatt 6 to be good, but as I'm looking at the construction of it, I'm a little worrisome. Not a lot of star power in the Wyatt 6, presumably. Now, this could all change. We don't know for sure. The 2 guaranteed members we expect to be Bo and Eric Rowan. Everybody else is kind of a mystery who it's going to be. I guess, like, how should they debut on Raw? Like, Mike, Chase, I know you guys are two of the best bookers I've ever had the privilege of speaking with. How should the Wyatts debut on Raw on Monday? Which I think it's this week they're in Indianapolis or next. Similar to Bray's return at Extreme Rules. Like in have family members in the crowd and just kind of unmask. So spread them out and then just. Tonight, your body clock is 3 time zones ahead. So you're up early. I guess do you go the predictable and expected route? Do you put Braun in this right now? Or do you maybe try to sway him back in? I don't know. I'm curious where Braun fits into this. Daughter was born. I wanted to make the best dishes for her. It's beautiful. I've got the flour in this lemon crackers. We're the generation that's supposed to be seen and not heard. What you gonna hear from me today? This is a great example. There's a cooking commercial. Master Chef Generations. Interesting. I definitely have them show up after the Cody match. Like on Raw? Like is Cody booked already on Raw? Or are you talking about tomorrow night? Like they show up? I'm so confused. I thought Cody was on SmackDown. At the pay-per-view. Boy, that'd be big. Are they Raw bound? I that's the thing. I don't know. Like this, it's hard to place them. Okay, I'll say this. SmackDown definitively has the Bloodline. They have the LWO. No, the LWO is on Raw. They have the Bloodline. They have really nothing else major, but like the Bloodline's a big storyline. Raw currently has Judgment Day. But if you watched our last episode where Colin and I break down the in-game for Liv and Dom, it is very possible Judgment Day gets broken up within the next few months, which you would need a top-level faction the way Triple H has been running WWE on Raw. I have a hard time seeing them going against the Bloodline on SmackDown. It's a tough spot for them, to be honest, because both brands have a top-level faction on them. And respectfully, I don't think that they're going to be the number one upon debut. I think it's going to take some time to make the Wyatt 6 a number one. Calvin, how's it going? But I'm excited to see what they do with the Wyatt 6. And especially who the members are, because like I said, there's currently the only quote unquote confirmed members are Bo and Eric Rowan. I don't think Alexa Bliss shows up. Maybe not yet. I'll tell you what, dude. I'd have them hang out in a cave and make one of them say yes and no, dude. Could be a big hit. I mean, it worked good for the Dungeon of Doom. It launched Kevin Sullivan into the main event scene. Big main eventer at the end of that. Chase, Bo, Rowan, Gacy, Dexter, Loomis, Nikki Cross. Well, again, the other thing a lot of people have been on the fence of, like, so does Bo count as part of the 6, or is it Bo and then 6 others? Who the 6th person, like, personally, who I would like to see it be, and it's not feasible right now. Like, you'd have to do something creative to get this to even remotely be a possibility. Finn would be a great fit for the Wyatt 6, especially that demon character, which is very the demon and the Fiend character are very similar in aspects. I think it'd be a good role for Finn, but maybe too much like Bray, and maybe that's why they're not going to go that direction. But I don't know, maybe we wait. Maybe we don't do a 6th right away. Maybe we sit and stew on it, and month or so, then we get that 6th member. There's been a lot of wrestling in the first hour of this show. I am pleasantly surprised. 2 p.m. Clash of the Castle is at 2 p.m. tomorrow. That is very doable to stream. Ooh, Chase. I wish I could highlight this comment. This is good. What if the 6th member isn't a wrestler, but more of a mentor to the group? Maybe Undertaker. Damn. Damn. He could be the higher power. They're just going to write all the storylines, aren't they? I thought about dying that fish later. I'm just going to let it go, man. Let Chase cook. Yes, let him cook. Craig, the second QR code. You refuse salvation with a 2-day countdown till Monday night. Pretty ominous. I guess we'll find out. How wild would it be if it was somebody from TNA? Like PCO. What if Punk was in the Wyatt 6? I think that'd be a hell of a swerve. I don't know. Like, I honestly feel they're going to have to put somebody big in that Wyatt's in that spot. Because again, like, I'm not trying to be a dick about this. Like, it's a lot of mid-carders. Oh, Chase said Matt Hardy. Jeff, I think right now is a free agent, I believe. But I also thought I saw a report WWE is not at this time interested in bringing Jeff back. But damn, Matt Hardy would be fun. You got Cody coming out next after the break. I would like to see Matt. Matt would be good. I would like to see. He does have a tie-in to Bray. They were tag partners after all for a while. What's Kevin Sullivan got going on? Well, I was filming the What Killed WCW. I think Jeff needs to ride off into the sunset. He is a prime example of the business constantly rewarding fuck-ups. Damn. What did Jeff do, Chase? I thought you liked Jeff. But I mean, I do understand your point. Like, he has maybe more than anybody else been given chance after chance after chance to fix himself. Brother shooting, goddamn. I love Jeff, don't get me wrong, but the constant alcohol problems and painkiller problems. You know who he needs? Jeff Hardy needs DDP. That's what we need. We need to put Jeff Hardy in touch with Diamond Dallas Page. If Dallas added all those years to Scott Hall and fixed Jake up, and so far it looks like he's cleaned up Buff Bagwell. Like, Jeff Hardy's the final boss. Like, that's the final guy. He doesn't need to continue putting his body on the line. He's paid all the dues he needs to pay right off as a legend. What was Jeff's final match in WWE? Like, if he signs like a legend deal and then they put the Hardys in the Hall of Fame, what was the last match Jeff had in WWE? Hulk Hogan's thermos. I got a problem with vitamins and pythons, dude. I got pulled over for hot dogging and grandstanding. Oh, brother. Let him hear you. House show for no reason. He walked out in the crowd and just disappeared. That was Jeff's last image in WWE. They suggested rehab. He said no and went to AEW. Wasn't he arrested like a week after he debuted? Because I thought like AEW had plans to put the tag titles on the Hardys like immediately, but Jeff got arrested and completely screwed all that up. He said Jeff left on bad terms. No, at least a couple months into his AEW run. Man. I don't even know if Jeff could really get through a tag match at this stage right now, because he's just, again, like it's starting to catch up. Oh, this might be okay. This could actually be a pretty good episode down the road. Who would have had the bigger career had they stayed clean? Jeff Hardy, Jake the Snake Roberts. I'm very curious of Mike and Chase's answer to that question. Chase, he's also been off TV for months because last time he wrestled Sammy, landed on his head and concussed him. Jeff, for sure. I mean, if you're looking at everything like in the era that Jeff was in, Jeff had a lot more big name opponents. Jake was in a bad place before he got into the business. Yeah, I really don't know how much bigger Jake gets staying clean and becoming world champion. The big problem was the first time he was going to get a big push against Hogan, the fans cheered Jake, so they killed that angle. The second time, Warrior walked out, which really screwed over anything remotely positive for Jake. Mike, I'd say Jeff would have been bigger just because the ultimate babyface. Jake would have been a bigger heel in his era. And as over as Jake was, Jeff Hardy was wrestling equivalent of a rock star. Yeah. And then you saw that even when they were a tag team. Like, it was very clear Jeff was going to be the Shawn Michaels to the Matt Hardy, Marty Jannetty. Also, Mike and Chase, while I got you in the chat, I'm curious here. A couple of tidbits for the I Quit match. Number one, AJ Styles is currently undefeated in I Quit matches, and it is being reported that Mama Rhodes has been flown into Scotland. Will either of that play into the finish of the match? I think they're just bringing up the undefeated part to make it bigger for when Cody does win. But I guess Cody's mom being there does kind of provide an interesting wrinkle. Chase, which was wild because I always thought Matt was the better wrestler, but Jeff was always far flashier and more over because he was willing to take all the wild bumps. I think there was a period in Matt Hardy's career where he could have surpassed Jeff in popularity. Matt Hardy version 1, that was probably peak Matt Hardy, even more than the broken Matt. That was freaking good. Hulk Hogan's thermos, love working with the Snake Dude. He always wanted to play tickle. Oh, I can't fucking read that rest of that sentence. Oh. Chase, Cody's mom will throw in the towel for him like Brett's mom did against Backlund. Are you saying Cody's losing the belt tomorrow? Is that am I understanding that comment correctly? High possibility. I mean, I guess like the thing is like that it's a way Cody would be protected. He wouldn't take a pin. One more time on the way out for AJ. I just want, look, if you're, we've talked about it earlier, if we're doing this TNA WWE crossover marriage, I want Styles to go one more time out to that banger of an entrance song he had in TNA. I just want one more image of Styles in a TNA ring. That's all I want. Before Styles calls it a career, just one more time. Mike, I don't think he holds that title before he retires. AJ versus Josh Alexander would slay. Dude, there's a list of guys. Could you imagine getting AJ and Nick Nemeth? I think AJ and Moose could be really good. There's a lot of guys down there. AJ and Steve Macklin would be another good match. If I don't get Joe Hendry tomorrow, yes! Put capital letters on that. That is the one thing I freaking want tomorrow. The only thing, just give me Joe Hendry, just a pop-up, an in-ring segment with LA Knight. You're already in the homeland. Let's do it. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. Joe Hendry love. He said Boris and Jasper. Oh. I do want heel Cody Rhodes. I guess, do Gallows and Anderson, are they going to play a role in the match tomorrow? One way or the other? SmackDown live and loud. Hulk Hogan's Thermos. Let me ask you a question, dude. Have the tag titles felt less important since the splitting of the undisputed straps, brother? Oof. I mean, they get featured in a way on each brand. Not defended always on each brand, but they are featured in some type of a segment. I would say the SmackDown titles feel more important than Raw, but I think bigger stars are champions on Raw than SmackDown for the tag titles. Chase, I mean, they could, but then that's just Cody getting beat down by 3 guys with no help. Well, I mean, does somebody come out to help Cody? I mean, it's not unheard of for somebody to 3 versus 1. If they say, if Joe Hendry runs out to help Cody Rhodes, this is the greatest pay. Every WrestleMania, this has been surpassed. Well, this is Styles just castrating Cody Rhodes on the mic. That man wanted to say AEW so bad it was on the tip of his tongue. Chase has the worst ideas. Mike, do you not believe? Are you not a believer?
You're right, AJ. I have made some big decisions in my
You and me cuddles match. Loser gets cuddled. Think we could find a special referee for that, Chase. I'm also a fan of how Cody's name gets chanted. I hope we continue this in the States.
I walked away from New Japan. I walked away from Ring of Honor. My buddies and I started somewhere else, and I walked away there too. The truth is, I have never been afraid to walk away to chase.
TNA Wrestling is having their pay-per-view right now.
I did not quit. Instead, I bet on myself that I was something more. I gambled.
Bob, who are you taking? Huh? Going head-to-head with SmackDown. Brilliant.
You're someone that I idolized my entire career. You did things right. You did things honorable. If anybody quit, you quit on yourself.
Do you?
Because what did it take to get a WWE Championship rematch? You had to pretend to be Mark Henry for a night, huh?
Well, they did bring it up.
If anything, the phenomenal one has become a resentful coward. And that is a bitter pill to swallow, but I have no problem shoving that pill down your throat.
Well, phrasing, Cody.
Say the words, I quit.
Well, if this was, 98, they would have recorded that and used it later. I know someone else who went to war with WWE, dude. Would have won both times, but Taker dropped me on my neck a while back. Oh, God, I wish I could pin these comments. But, yeah. I do like how John Cena and Cody Rhodes have the same trajectory of their career, though. You need to get Bob a cat-sized wrestling belt. I could always ask Steven. They're about the same height.
But you're not going to be in the ring with Seth Rollins. You're going to be in the ring with a phenomenal AJ Styles.
I just wish this cat would lay down.
And if that means beating you to a bloody pulp, tearing you to pieces, whatever it is I got to do to beat you so badly that saying I quit will be like a gift to you.
Oh, he's for sure beating the hell out of his mother. Styles is going to beat up Mama Rhodes tomorrow. Yeah, you pegged that one, didn't you, Mike? I gotta know though, like, what do you guys think? Who's the main event of Clash of the Castle tomorrow? Is it going to be the I Quit match, or is it going to be the hometown Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest? I was just about to say we've gone an hour and 15 almost with no bloodline. If this would have been Raw, we would have seen Judgment Day at least 8 times by now. Mike, I think if it's Drew, I think it means he's winning at home. Was Solo just like casually walking down the hallway? I want Drew to win, not just because of my utter dislike for Damian Priest, but also the fact that both of his title reigns that he has had have been very lackluster. It's hard to even count the other one because TikTok videos lasted longer, it felt like, than his championship reign. But I want Drew to have a meaningful title run. But man, if he wins and then like drops it to Punk at SummerSlam, which I believe that I'm going to get tickets to SummerSlam this year. This will be the second SummerSlam I've been able to attend. About to check in on that Celtics game. Ooh. Well, Dallas is currently up. I don't like that. To be serious, brother, I think Drew wouldn't have re-signed if that title wasn't coming his way, dude. Truly my favorite YouTuber. Hulk Hogan's Thermos. Surely, though, there's only 45 minutes left of SmackDown. Are we going to get anything with Bloodline tonight, or? Because, I mean, ever since Roman left, they've not really had the on-air time that they normally would have received. And baseball commercial.
What's going to happen tomorrow night in Clash is simple. Bianca and Shane, how much
Oh God, Zoe Stark is speaking.
here dominant when he stepped into the ring into the most heartless and ruthless fighters in WWE. See, we don't care who it is. Maybe I can
I do like the tag team. Like, I think it works between Zoe and Shayna. Ah, the cat's found a charger to play with. Oh, Mia Yim. Oh yeah, I forgot Nia Jax was on SmackDown. So when do Nia and Gunther get their title matches? Are they gonna both get them at SummerSlam? Like, did they announce that was a like the old way? The winner of King of the Ring got the SummerSlam opportunity. Wow, they actually showed Nia slipping. This is getting off to a hot start.
I mean, she is so confident. She is at the top of the women's division, and she is the queen of the ring. Why would I not want to align myself with her? I would suggest probably anyone would, but let me honest. She can beat the feet. I am staggering out of the ring. You have to listen to me while I still can. Nia Jax has never played well with others.
Well, there goes Tiffany. Oh, this is about to be over. Wonder what match is next. Damn, that was quick.
I'm so sorry to bother you, but can I possibly get an update on
Yes, Bob.
profits?
Do you have thoughts on that last match? Oh, yay. That's what I want. Logan Paul on my screen next. And there goes the cat again. Will you lay down somewhere? Anywhere? About the arm of the couch. Have they even announced what the main event is for tonight? Is it the tag title match? And save 30% off. And the cat finally lays down. Good job. Overall, I mean, this hasn't been a bad episode of SmackDown. A lot more wrestling than I was expecting. That ECW one I'm looking forward to. Charles Knight, who's that behind you? Was the cat. He finally decided to lie down. But yeah, guys, again, quick reminder for those in the chat. If you have not already, do hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Throw a comment in here. Let's talk some professional wrestling as we're streaming the last, 37 minutes-ish of SmackDown. Like I said, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, especially our charity show coming to you live Saturday, June 29th, Lafayette, Indiana, at the Tippecanoe County Fairgrounds. Headlined by the Four Pillars of Extreme, the franchise Shane Douglas, Francine, Bill Alfonso. Gonna be a great time, guys. Drew or Priest? I'm gonna say Drew. If it's Michael had mentioned something in the comments earlier. If Drew's the main event, I believe that Drew is going to win the title. It would be nice to give him that moment, especially in front of his family, his homeland. What say you, Charles? Are you taking Drew or Priest? Drew all the way. I hope so. I am a little concerned that Drew winning might lead to a quick drop to CM Punk at SummerSlam. I don't know. I'm beginning to think if Drew wins the title, he's not meant to have it long, which is sad. I'd like to see him hold it a few months. Fair, but Gunther's looming. Yes. Yes, he is. I do wonder if they're going to hold Gunther for Cody. Because that might be that's going to be something that his title reign is going to need at some point. If Cody's going to be a long champion, at some point he's going to need to go over on a monster. He's going to need to go over on a machine. I don't really. If Gunther has the ability to choose which title he wants, he could choose Cody, and that's how he gets on to SmackDown. That is an option. But again, Drew and Gunther would be a phenomenal match. I don't know if Punk could physically handle wrestling Gunther. Like that might be the end of CM Punk with all the injury histories he's unfortunately had. And Gunther hits really, really hard. So, but I don't, again, Gunther has a long list of quality matches ahead of him on Monday Night Raw. Or if he goes to SmackDown and they decide to part ways with Imperium, that's also an option. I do want, though, just at Clash of the Castle, even if it's just bumping into each other, LA Knight and Joe Hendry. Hendry lost at TNA tonight. Well, there's still time. Let's get him on the jet. Let's shoot him over. How far is that plane ride? I think it's doable. He was training with Natalia. I think it would be smart. I think one of the things that it might be hesitant on putting TNA guys on the main roster, the obvious aside of you're taking away TV time from a regular on the company, there may be a amount of people that do not know Joe Hendry, which shame on them. They should believe. But debuting him in his, not debuting, but making him appear in his hometown or home country could be an interesting tactic to get him over. Whew. Every time I check on that Celtics and Dallas score, I get more and more upset. Now Dallas is up 20.
Based on what I just saw, I'm pleased to inform you that you and you are barred from ringside. And if I see either one of you, you're all suspended. That's good luck, Mr. Head. Please accept this counsel from the wise man. You are out there by yourself against heaven or Solo, if you lose this match, you lose your leadership position against guys that don't respect leadership to begin with. No, wise man. You're wrong. If I lose this match, I'll come after you.
So did they bar Heyman from ringside too? Well, Heyman's got a vested interest in making sure Solo wins. I'm gonna say we gotta get close to closing in here on the main event. Again, surprising amount of wrestling on SmackDown tonight. Normally, like it's a very few matches. It feels like we got a lot more wrestling tonight than we did on prior episodes, which is fantastic. Guess on when Roman returns. Oh, it's got to be close to SummerSlam. I would say either 2 weeks before SummerSlam or comes back at SummerSlam would be my guess. What's your take? Do you feel that Roman returns in the next couple of weeks? You think he comes back at SummerSlam, or is it much later? What if Royal Rumble wins and rematch with Cody at WrestleMania? Well, WWE does enjoy their trilogies, and it is currently tied 1-1. But, I mean, you also have to factor in The Rock is going to be back at some point to go after. Cody Rock is going to be something that we get. The question is it before or after Roman? Because I know they don't do the automatic rematches anymore, but if anybody has earned a rematch for a title, I think the guy that held it for 4 years has earned a damn rematch. So, I don't. We'll see. Are we going to get that? It's got to be a big pay-per-view because they're going to want this to be like a big payday type deal. But Roman winning at the Rumble, WWE's roster is so freaking stacked. Like, you could name easily 15, 20 guys right now that if they won the Royal Rumble, no issue, would be a great thing. And it could be a great WrestleMania match. But to shortly sum up and answer, Roman win at the Rumble, I wouldn't mind it. I think would be cool. Roman's really won me over this heel run. Someone help keep the chat up. This guy's cool. Appreciate it, Charles. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, man, hopefully you've hit that subscribe button, the like button. We got a lot of cool content on this channel. If this is your first time viewing us, we do have interviews with Mandy Rose, Eric Bischoff, Matt Cardona, Kurt Angle, Godfather. We've had a lot of great guests on the podcast. We got a lot coming up too. Oh, unexpected. You streaming during Clash tomorrow? Now that I found out that it is at 2 tomorrow, it's likely yes. The plan is to stream tomorrow. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I was surprised it was at 2. For some reason I thought the pay-per-view was going to be much earlier in the day. It's hard telling. They've gone from like 4 a.m. to noon to 2. All their pay-per-views are all over the dang place. But what match are you most excited for tomorrow night? Or tomorrow afternoon, rather? Australia's 4 a.m. was rough wake up. Oh, I had to get up at 3:30 to get everything lined up for the stream. 4 a.m. was rough. I truly hope we don't get another one of those again. At least not for a while. And Drew, absolutely. I think that's going to be a phenomenal match. Drew and Priest is going to be great. I think the I Quit match with Cody and AJ is going to be phenomenal. No pun intended. The tag team title match is another one I think is going to be good too. Honestly, this card is really, really good for tomorrow. They've done a great job of building up this pay-per-view. With this being a triple threat women's tag match, I could see this being where Bianca and Jay drop it. Oh yeah, Sammy and Chad. I think Sammy's going to retain. I will say a prediction for that is, excuse me. I think Chad is going to try to get Alpha Academy to help cheat to win, and they won't, which will ultimately lead to Sammy retaining. And I think the next night on Raw that he is going to dump Alpha Academy and bring in the Creed brothers to replace them. And then I think the next time he goes against Sammy with the Creed brothers, he's going to be victorious. Wasn't there a triple threat for the IC? I thought it was, but apparently they're just rocking Gable and Sammy. Well, here we go. Main event time. Gable wins and Otis takes it at SummerSlam. Oh, man. Now that would be big. That's the thing. Like, Otis, like during the pandemic, that man was on a great trajectory. He had a big storyline with Mandy. He wins Money in the Bank, and then everything, the wheels fall off, and just everything goes to utter trash. Unfortunately, the lunchbox Money in the Bank. Yeah, he didn't hold on to it very long. Otis has earned a right to have a singles championship run. He is good in the ring, freakishly strong. But I don't. That mid card is so stacked on Raw. There's so many good choices to be the Intercontinental Champion. My only thing is how historic Gunther's reign was, and Sammy getting that victory. I want Sammy to have a good run with that belt. I don't want it to feel like it went to waste beating Gunther. Because like Gunther, obviously, he's moved on. He's going up into the heavyweight title picture. He's going to have probably much higher profile matches coming forward. I do like the Scotland 316 t-shirt. That is cool. So WWE's 30% off online. I might pop on there and take a look, see if they got anything. It's been a very long time since I've been on WWEshop.com. I think the last time I was on there was like a couple WrestleManias ago where they had like the buy one, get one for $1. I'm excited to see what the crowd's like tomorrow for the pay-per-view as well. Had to get the Bray Wyatt shirt. Absolutely. I want to know what type of Wyatt 6 merchandise we're going to get too. With the Wyatt 6 debuting on Raw this coming Monday. Interested to see what type of merch they have available. And really what interaction they have on Monday Night Raw, like what their debut is going to look like. There goes the Prime bottles. I personally think Jay is going to be the target first for the Wyatt 6. I think that thing with the Fireflies was an omen that they're going to come for Jay first. Kevin Owens just ran right over Solo. as long as they lose that Lily doll. I wasn't a fan. I'll be honest. We talked about it earlier. Not too sure. Alexa is going to be immediately a part of this new iteration of the Wyatt family, the Wyatt Six. They may not reveal all the members on Raw. We might get a few people en masse. They might make us wait. I don't really know if I'd like to see everybody at once or kind of not drag it out, but kind of make you think a little bit like who it is. Chase in the chat earlier brought up a really good point. What if one of like the sixth and final member was more of a mentor type role, like a higher power, and it was the Undertaker, which I think would tie in really nicely because, again, respectfully, the group is assumed to be comprised of a lot of mid-card talent, and any type of association with the Undertaker would provide immediate credibility and really go a long way in helping get them over on a roster that already has a number one faction going and takes up a lot of the 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. I just want them to do right by Bray. And I want this to feel big. I want it to feel important. I want it to make sense. And I don't want it to be like a Roman candle where we're super excited for a couple of weeks and then a couple months from now, like, well, we don't really know what to do. Here's the Speed Championship. Enjoy. I want better for the group. Because there's a lot of potential. A lot of talented people could be in this group. But that was my long-winded put over for the Wyatt Six. I've rewatched the Pitch Black match, and it's tough, a sad ending. Yeah, like I said, I hope we get a little bit of a tribute somewhere to the Fiend, to Bray through the Wyatt Six. I can only imagine what the emotions would be like for Bo on Monday. Like, that's got to be hard. You're tasked with taking over your brother's baby, his creation, and living out the legacy and the potential that was taken away from Bray and taken away from us so soon. And I really hope that Bray gets a nice tribute through this faction. Because there's a lot of people wanting this thing to succeed. If they show the rocking chair again, I'd be a mess. Yeah. Somebody mentioned in the chat earlier that they feel that the Wyatt Six should kind of debut how Bray did at Extreme Rules, where they pop up randomly throughout the arena and maybe just got unmasked one at a time. That's probably the best way. Say we did get 2 QR codes. I would imagine we're going to get maybe 1 or 2 more during Clash at the Castle tomorrow, and maybe 1 or 2 prior to the debut on Raw. But I want to take a chance again towards the conclusion here of the stream. We still got 15 minutes left. Yesterday, Heated Shenanigans podcast announced that we did launch our own booking agency in partnership with 2 of the absolute best in Joe Knapp and Dan Kawa. Name of the company is Hat Trick Shenanigans Entertainment, where we're going to be able to help hook conventions, independent wrestling companies, stores, put you in touch with WWE, AEW, TNA, former talent. We do have Kelly available for bookings. We have Victoria available for bookings. We're working on just a couple more details. We also have Mackenzie Mitchell available for bookings. Former NXT backstage correspondent Mackenzie Mitchell, available for bookings. And we got a long list of others. It takes some time to get everything lined up. But those are the three we have publicly to make announced right now. On a lighter note, who's going to be the next inside the Prime bottle? I mean, he's running out of friends to put in there. I don't know if I'd be willing to take that job. Something bad always happens to the Prime guy. His co-host on Impulsive has not been in there, correct? Am I wrong on that? I can't remember. I know KSI was under there. I cannot remember the other gentleman's name. I don't think his co-host yet. I do think it'd be funny at some point if his brother was under there. Big right hand by Kevin Owens. Oh, God, that kick. Woo. And Owens is stomping a mud hole into Solo Sikoa. I do think, though, that there's no way this match is not going to end in some type of a schmoz finish. We're still sitting at about 13 minutes. We'll probably do one more commercial break, and then we'll probably get to the conclusion. Oh, here comes the cat again. There goes the cat. Getting a superplex here? Tornado DDT. Oh, kick out. How long have they been calling Solo the new tribal chief? Is there going to be a live stream on Monday? Just wondering. Yes, we are going to be live streaming on Monday. The goal is to get back into more of a consistent stream with a lot of stuff going on with getting stuff ready for the charity show on June 29th. That's eating up a lot of time to get stuff ready, make sure that we deliver a quality show to the fans. But yeah, we're going to be with you on Monday. Goal is to be with you tomorrow during Clash at the Castle and on Friday night for SmackDown. Charles said, almost since WrestleMania. Cannonball! I love Kevin Owens' moveset. 2. No. I'm super excited, though, for tomorrow's pay-per-view, PLE, whatever the cool kids are calling it nowadays. Incredibly stacked card. And again, though, as we also come to the wee hours at the end of the stream here, again, happy Father's Day from all of us here at Heated Shenanigans Podcast, all the dads out there, and all the moms out there doing double duty. We wish you, from all of us here at Heated Shenanigans Podcast, a very happy Father's Day weekend. Kevin Owens takes a bump that is just my. Mm. I don't know if anybody that is watching this has ever assembled a professional wrestling ring. I'll kind of peel back the curtain. Taking a bump where he just took that is so brutal, because that is normally where like the plywood will hang over the railing, the bar, and it sometimes I'm assuming WWE have all that is even, but sometimes that board can be off just a couple centimeters or an inch. That's all it takes to like really do some damage to your spine. That is such a brutal area, and it's crazy to see so many people starting to take more and more bumps on the apron like that. The hardest part of the ring or something, yeah, without question, that is the most unforgiving part. There is no give on that, none. I've taken apart and set up several rings over the decade. I've seen them all shapes, all sizes, but the one constant is that part of the ring. Man, brother, you're asking for it landing on something like that. But man, kudos to Kevin Owens. Not me, man. Oh, no, sir. About 8 minutes left. I'm really surprised that we get commercial breaks this late into the show. How much would you brain? How much would the brain buster Gunther took at WrestleMania suck? A lot. The honest answer that I mean that's a dangerous move to begin with. Obviously, um, absolute pros that were in the ring doing it, but man, a lot could go wrong. Especially like that late in the card, like wrestlers wear baby oil, sometimes Pam cooking spray, you get sweat, water. Um, ropes, turnbuckles become very slippery very quickly, and that was also outdoors too, so I'm sure that was a factor as well. Get another swanton, frog splash. How wild would it be if Owens wins and Solo goes to attack Heyman and Roman made the save? Big kick out. KO won't stay down. Has been a waste of time if we don't eventually get another custody of Dominic ladder match. I hope at least reference it in a promo or something backstage. That would be good. Even if they don't do it, you could put them in a shark cage. WWE loves shark cages. Oh, here comes a rope break. Well, there's a spike. And another spike. Solo wins. Heyman is safe for another week. They're literally fighting on who's going to beat him more. Street Profits could come out anytime now. Orton, somebody. Well, here comes Randy. I already spent years learning who's Jay or Jimmy. This is too much. They flipped the script on us. Orton gets so hyped now for that DDT. I hope we get to see the RKO. There we go. Pretty good SmackDown. This was probably, honestly, this might have been one of Solo's best matches he's had. His best one-on-one match. This was a really enjoyable match. Man, that crowd is into Randy Orton's theme song. I'm hoping we get this crowd still lively tomorrow. Well, guys, as we're at the end of SmackDown here, I want to thank you guys sincerely for taking time to join us on the stream tonight. It was a lot of fun as always. And guys, again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the other videos we got, the interviews with Mandy Rose, Eric Bischoff, Kurt Angle, Matt Cardona, so many others. Guys, check out the content. And we will see you guys tomorrow right here, Heated Shenanigans Podcast, YouTube, as we live stream Clash at the Castle, coming to you from Scotland tomorrow. Everybody out there, take care, and we will see you on the next episode.